Good Tuesday morning to you and welcome to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. And Sheriff is back here with us. Last week you weren't able to join us.
Yes, I was tied up. Law enforcement does get in the way sometimes.
It does.
And I had to get out and take care of some business related to the office. But excited about our program here this week on this Tuesday. I'm really excited about hearing some of the things that's law enforcement related that I think will help to educate our community on a number of things that are going on. Some we've seen by the arrest that the Tallahassee Police Department made. And I'm just looking forward to our guests talking in more detail about some things that we can do here in our community to continue to drive the crime rate down and to obviously educate our community. I always say this, Shonda, you know, that the more educated we are about what's taking place in our community, the better we can resolve some of those issues and get out in front of them before they become major problems for our community.
Absolutely. Awareness is key. And today we are talking about human trafficking. And so as we all know, this really became a very relevant topic in our community recently, where more than 100 people arrested in a sex trafficking case. And I think a lot of people in our community were a little taken by that.
Well, the thing about that, think about that, 100 people arrested, and the people who were arrested came from all walks of life. That's the thing people forget, is that some people think that this is just a South Side issue,
right,
or it's a ethics issue, ethnicity issue, I'm sorry. But it crosses all demographics and all segments of our community. And I was so happy to see those arrests made, because it's going to help us again drive down crime and educate our people about what's going on. And I'm glad it happened just before the holidays took place, to get those folks off the streets and to make our community much more safe. And we talked about in one of the other segments, trying to make sure that people take care of their property and that kind of thing.
Right.
Well, this helps in that regard as well. I mean, the fewer people we have out walking the streets, and some of these people are out driving at night, driving during the day, and picking up people on the streets and that sort of thing. And it makes, just for one, optically it looks bad for our community, but more importantly, it feeds into the crime environment, and that's why it's so important. And I'm so happy that we were able to work with TPD and others to get those people off our street. Absolutely.
And today we're talking with the Salvation Army, who has an all-out campaign on raising awareness when it comes to human trafficking and the signs to look out for. You know, these people who are enslaved, really are walking around every day, but people don't realize the circumstances they're in.
Yeah, I was shocked, I'll be honest with you, when you said our program today was going to be about the Salvation Army's social outreach with respect to human trafficking. I did not know they were doing that.
Yes.
And I suspect a lot of our viewers don't know that as well. So I'm interested to hear what the Salvation Army has to share with us today.
Absolutely. Well, why don't we take a break and get right back to that. Lots of great information to share today. So doing the most good, that's what the Salvation Army is known for. And today we're delving into their efforts when it comes to human trafficking. Stay with us.
Some things in your medicine cabinet are more dangerous than others. When it comes to prescription drugs, opioid pain medicines can be addictive and even deadly. Half the people who misuse prescription pain medicines get them from a friend or family member. Be part of the solution. Go through your medicine cabinets, drawers, anywhere you keep unused opioid pills, patches, or syrups. Find out how to dispose of them safely. Visit fda.gov/drug disposal.
I drive 65,000 miles each year in my bus. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. You don't want to be in the blind spot of a 40,000-pound bus when I have less than a second to react. I do what I can by changing lanes and taking turns slowly. It really helps when people look out for me too. Give me room to operate safely. It's our roads, it's our safety.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is my house. My parents helped build it. Now we don't get wet when it rains. I don't get too hot or too cold inside. I can play with my sister, I can play with my brother, I can play with my mother, my father, my family. This is my house.
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 Visit Habitat.org to find out how you can help more families like mine.
We're back with Julie Smith of the Salvation Army Social Service Outreach. Julie, I think most of us are aware of the Red Kettle campaign that the Salvation Army puts on each year, reaching out to our families. But I doubt if many are aware that the Salvation Army is involved in human trafficking awareness. Can you tell us about that?
You're absolutely right. The Salvation Army has been involved in human trafficking since its inception in 1865. When they got involved in legislative efforts, they saw a lot of children on the street, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, who were being prostituted, which is the same thing as human trafficking is known now. So they got into the legislature, tried to raise the age of consent to 18. They were successful in raising it to 16. They did undercover operations where they bought children in boxes. They started opening rescue homes, realizing that they needed to pull these trafficked individuals out and give them something else. And within 5 years, had 53 rescue homes going. So that's continued ever since then in all Salvation Armies across the world. We're in 132 countries around the world, and human trafficking is a part of every single thing that we do. It's one of the major parts of the Salvation Army.
Well, I doubt if many of our viewers knew that. I didn't know some of that, pulling kids out of boxes. How bad is that problem here in our community?
Worse than people think. And we've been saying it for a long time through our trainings that it's happening here and it's happening now. But it's just recently that I believe there's enough education out there, cross-training between NGOs, law enforcement, to be able to recognize enough to be able to investigate it and realize that it is human trafficking.
Juliet, we often talk here about the fact that we're close to Quincy, and Quincy has a migrant population.
Yes.
Can you talk about that? How prevalent is that in our community?
Very, very much so, especially in our rural counties in the Big Bend. There are two main sections of human trafficking. One is sex trafficking, which is the one that most people are a little bit familiar with, but labor trafficking is a huge deal. Restaurants, hotels, the migrant workers who are working in the fields, they get themselves in a place of servitude where they're not able to pay off their traffickers. They're charged for every cup of water, every bed, so that they can never leave and they can never get out of the situation. So they're being taken advantage of completely, and that is a major part of human trafficking.
Wow, I'm just stunned by the implications and the impact it's having in our community. Julie, you all have a program called 100 by 100 campaign. What is that all about?
We have several different initiatives, different ways which we do training. 100 by 100 kind of came from Noah's Ark 2 by 2.
2 by 2, okay.
And so when we came together with it, we brought together, and we still do this, we bring together 100 members in the community. One we've done were churches. We built the FAST initiative, which is the Faith Alliance Against Trafficking and Slavery. And what we did is we brought together, let's say, one representative from 100 churches, and we trained them in a lot of different ways. In other words, we did some intensive training in human trafficking. Then we sent them off with a bag of every material they could use, with flash drives that had presentations, had Bible studies, had what we call reflection stations, where people can go and experience what it's like to be in the middle of trafficking, so that they were then well enough informed to train 100 people in their congregation. By doing that campaign, you can train 10,000 people with one initiative, because 100 by 100 is 10,000.
Wow, what a tremendous campaign. Mm-hmm. Julie, I can't tell you how much we appreciate the work that you all are doing. 100 by 100, that's an outstanding initiative in our community. I am so happy the Salvation Army is engaged, basically helping us in law enforcement do our jobs. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Julie. And we'll be back with more information from Julie in just a few minutes, and she'll talk about signs in which citizens should look for in terms of human trafficking.
Thanks to your generosity, Marines have delivered Christmas to children in need since 1947.
I've been driving a truck for 40 years now. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. Like that trucks can't stop quickly. It takes my 80,000-pound truck 200 yards to come to a complete stop. So I always do my best to give a lot of cushion. It helps when other drivers realize that and do the same. Please give trucks the space we need so we can all stay safe. It's our roads, it's our safety.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Give today.
Hello everyone, this is your Public Information Officer, Deputy Shade McMillan, with today's Crime Tip Tuesday. To ensure the happiest of holidays, here are some important traveling safety tips. 1. Make sure you pack the least possible amount of items you need and keep control of your luggage. Also, carry only the credit cards you absolutely need. Don't carry large amounts of cash. Before you leave, make sure your home is secure and make neighbors aware of your absence. Make sure you and children always carry emergency information. And lastly, don't forget to bring mobile phone charging blocks so you're ready in case of an emergency. Happy holidays.
We're back with Julie Smith of the Salvation Army Social Service Outreach. And Julie, in this segment, we want to talk about what are some of the things that our citizens should be aware of, the warning signs that they should look for in our community that lets them know that human trafficking is occurring.
There are several different signs to look for in the way of sex trafficking and labor trafficking. One of those would be the actual living conditions of the person. Bars on the windows, people not allowed to go out of wherever they're living at or they're being held and worked at, things that just become unusual there. Mental health issues where people are not allowed to speak for themselves, where they seem disoriented. A lot of people that are trafficked are moved constantly, so they can't even tell you, and their papers are taken from them, so they have no ID, they have nothing, and they can't even tell you where they are. That's an indicator. You know, if they can't even tell you that they know that they're in Tallahassee or that they're in the state of Florida, that's a big sign. So disorientation, signs of malnutrition, and people not being able to speak for themselves and be in control. Like another person may be constantly speaking for them. That's an indication. That's unusual. If that person can't answer questions on their own, you know, something's not right there because they're being controlled.
Julie, perhaps there's a person out there that is being human trafficked today and is just caught up in that lifestyle and don't know what to do. What kind of advice would you give that person?
The first thing I would do is to find a way to tell somebody. Anytime you're by yourself and you can get to a phone or borrow a phone if you're out on the street, and just start with 911 so you have your local authorities and just let them know and just say, I'm being taken advantage of, I'm being trafficked, I can't get out, can you come get me? And that's the way we start. Because by the NGOs, with the Big Bend Coalition Against Human Trafficking, the non-governmental organizations and law enforcement have trained each other so well that we now know who to call and how to get that person help. So just 911 first, slip a note if you're in a hotel or something like that, slip a note to the person that's up front. Hopefully that person at the desk has been trained and knows what to do, who to call, and how to help. So in any way that you can get somebody's attention and just let them know, I need help, I'm being trafficked, that's all it'll take.
You know, Julie, there may be some some people, individuals and organizations out there right now listening to this program, how can they get involved in this awareness initiative that the Salvation Army has?
There's several different ways. First of all, educate yourself. Every opportunity you get, there are books, there are movies, there are so many different ways to start educating yourself. Secondly, get some professional education. We have trainers in the Salvation Army that are trained, and we have presentations. We have so many different ways to bring the information to college students, to target different groups, that if you have a group of 10 or more people, we will come and we'll train you. And then the third thing I would say, the second thing I would say is to open up. If you see something, just like we do the see something, say something, don't be afraid to say. If you're not sure, it's okay. It's better. We all have intuition for a reason. And so if your intuition is telling you something's not right here, ask for help. Call it into the national hotline. Call our local law enforcement and let's at least take a look. It may not be, but it might be. And then thirdly, I would say the things that you learn when you're trained, share them every opportunity you get. Start those conversations with your family, with your friends, with your coworkers, so that we can continue spreading and educating each other, because that's the key. The more educated we are and can work together, the better off we can identify where it's happening and make it stop.
Julie, thank you for the work you do. You are absolutely fantastic, and thank the Salvation Army for taking this on as one of their initiatives. Human trafficking hurts all of us.
It does.
Thank you, Julie. Just ahead, meet a captain with the Leon County Sheriff's Office who has a very unique skill set. Here's a hint. It involves snakes.
Why? Why do we ignore the things that give us pause, that seem out of place, that don't feel right? The answer to why defines who we are. So if you see something, why do you say something?
I see safe for my friends.
For my community.
For my family.
For each other. Because all of this matters. We all have something worth protecting. So why do you see safe? Report suspicious activity to local authorities. If you see something, say something.
In times of stress, such as quarantine, what goes on behind closed doors can be terrifying. But you don't have to suffer in silence. Help is here. Love is not controlling. Love is not frightening. And love is not violent. Love is respect. If you need assistance or just want to talk, we are here. Contact the Domestic Abuse Hotline at 800-500-1119 to speak to someone in your area. For more information, visit thedvcc.org.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Have you mixed your pain meds, your sleep meds, your allergy meds? Call the Poison Helpline. Has your child swallowed household cleaner, a chip of paint, a wild mushroom? Call the Poison Helpline. Have you been bitten by a spider, a snake, an insect? Call the Poison Helpline. Poisonings can happen at the home, on the job, or in the great outdoors. Call the Poison Helpline first to speak with medical professionals who can give you free personal advice anytime. Save the number, save a life.
I'm Craig Caroll. I'm a captain at the Leon County Detention Facility. I've been here for a little over 24 years, getting close to 25 now. I'm currently over booking, releasing, and medical. I've only had 2 jobs in my life. This is only the second job I've ever had, but I wanted something that was stable, that had benefits and retirement. I had my first child, had just come along, so I was really looking for something like that. And the sheriff's office met those needs, and that was in 1996. I went through the academy and came out here and started here. Was working in housing for quite a few years, control room, all the different pods that we have. Kind of did that routine of promotion and moving around and getting experience in different areas. I've pretty much worked almost everywhere in the facility. I enjoy corrections, and you know, after almost 25 years now, that's what I do. It's in my blood. I lost my mom, a few years ago to cancer. I've had an uncle and an aunt both that I've lost to cancer. I've got 2 sister-in-laws that one of them has dealt with skin cancer, the other one has dealt with breast cancer. So it's something that we all seem to deal with. I'm glad the agency is really pushing those things to raise money and push these causes to get money towards them. And the patrol stroll itself, it was a blast. I enjoyed it. It's kind of fun getting out of your comfort zone a little bit. They kind of dress you up, put you into some clothes that you normally probably wouldn't wear, but it was fun. I enjoyed it, and I look forward to maybe doing it again. Well, when I was growing up as a little kid, we live out in the country, more or less near the woods, and you see a lot of critters that are out there, and as a young child I enjoyed animals, and snakes for some reason always intrigued me. It's something very interesting about an animal that has no arms and no legs, but yet people are scared of them for some reason. So that always intrigued me, and I would catch them and I would play with them, and as a kid, and little rat snakes and things around your house, And as I got older, I started to get into the hobby I got a permit, and I actually had red-tailed boas, and I would breed them and sell them to the pet stores. I did everything legit, got FWC permitting and did all that stuff, and sold them to some pet stores here and down south. But it was red-tailed boas, and that's one of the big ones that was in the pet market anyway, because they're a little bit less docile than some of the other things. But I've always really enjoyed that, and it was interesting. And having, at one point in time, I probably had 50 to 60 snakes in my house because of the breeding program and all that kind of stuff. And the interesting thing is my wife really didn't care. She kind of went along with it, and she enjoyed it. She even helped me with it a little bit. So it's always a fun experience when someone comes by your house and they realize that you've got some big snakes in your house, and sometimes they don't even want to come in. So it's pretty interesting. But I enjoy it, and as long as you treat them like they should be treated, they're wonderful animals. Working shift work and working what we do day in, day out over years is very important to have a good family support system. And wife and children and whoever else you involved in that give you the backing and the support that you need to make it through your career. And I can say that my wife and kids, I can't say enough about them. They've always supported me. My kids are now, in their mid-20s, mid to upper 20s, and I'm very proud of them, and they've always been very proud of me and supported me in everything I do. And my wife, shift work, I did shift work for 16 years, and she basically ran the house and did everything that needed to be done while I was in bed asleep. So, I mean, it sure is. Your support from your home and your family and friends is very important through a career with law enforcement or corrections or anything along that line. So it's very, very good to have that kind of stuff at home.
We all come together and stand together to serve our veterans. We invest in the latest technology.
We take the time to train the next generation of doctors and nurses. We work together to make sure we heal their bodies and their minds.
This is our mission. More than 300,000 of us working as one, together with families and loved ones. No matter where they live in this country, we'll be there.
We stand strong, united. Stand with us in caring for our veterans.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts. Real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Before you throw away those unused medicines,
those pills for your back pain or migraines,
just think for a minute. When you throw them in the trash, they can become lethal in the wrong hands. There are better ways to dispose of your unused meds.
there are lots of police stations, local pharmacies, and hospitals that are approved to take in unused meds
and dispose of them safely, so they don't end up in the wrong hands. Our hands.
To find a medicine disposal site near you, visit www.safe.pharmacy.
Welcome back to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. And Sheriff, what's some interesting topics we've had today? Let's start with one of our captains over at the detention facility who served a long time within our agency. I recently learned about his hobby.
Yeah, I didn't know it at all. I was taken aback that he deals with snakes. That's one of the things I don't deal with.
Me either.
Snakes at all.
I go the other way when I see a snake. So definitely a very interesting hobby. But the other big topic we talked about today, human trafficking. You know, this has really piqued the interest of a lot of people in our community. Listening to Julie talk about those warning signs, you know, have you ever been in a grocery store? A lot of people out there, you see it, something just doesn't look right. There's things happening right under our eyes.
Yeah, and Julie, I mean, she had such a great examples of what's taking place, and I love the fact that she was able to pick up what's taking place in Gaston County that impacts us over here, trying to get that message across to all segments of our community that it doesn't matter where you live, but it always impacts all of us in ways that we don't even realize we're being impacted by. When you go into the grocery store and you see this person who is being sort of pushed around or held sort of hostage. The fact that she talked about see something, say something.
Yes.
I want to tell the folks out there, please, if you see something that looks off, it probably is off just a little bit.
Yeah, and she talked a lot about, you know, there's sex trafficking, which a lot of people relate to human trafficking, but there's also that labor portion, which I guess it can be a real issue here with the migrant community here.
The migrant community. And then we call it the D streets here in Tallahassee. We see a lot of people down there involved in the sex trade.
Right.
And just getting that information out to the community. And I tell you what, the Salvation Army is doing an outstanding job. I did not know all the things they were doing. I was happy to get Ms. Smith on the program to talk about those things in detail.
Absolutely, and I got to give full disclosure, I am a board member, so I love the work that they do in the community, and they do it very well, doing the most good, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right,
absolutely.
thanks, Sheriff.
Thank you, Shonda.
And thank you all for joining us for today's episode. Have a wonderful day.